Hey guys, BassGeek here, and today we're going to talk about giant bladed jigs for ledge fishing. All right guys, you heard me right. We're going to talk about giant, massive 2 ounce, 1.5 to 2 ounce bladed jigs or chatterbaits, whatever you want to call them, for ledge fishing. Now, I've said it in the unboxing video, guys. This is something that nobody talks about, yet these baits are out there. So either a lot of you guys aren't talking about it because you're racking up on them, or nobody really knows about this. So we're going to talk about an offshore bite and an offshore bait that I just started using here last year, just kind of testing, and this year out in the deep water, and that is the bladed jig. Now, I'm going to give you my setup. Some things are not quite right. I've really got to buy me a setup specifically for this, but I'll explain to you all that as we get going. So the very first thing I want to talk to you about is literally just the bait itself. Now this is a Picasso. I still haven't had, this is their sonic blade, or let's see what this says, shock blade. This is a design that Aaron Martin's actually helped come out with. Now I've got this coupled with one of the Zakos or whatever, anyway, from Yamamoto. This is a Tennessee shad color, and this color right here is blue glimmer on this, and this is a small blade. The shock blades come in 2 different sizes, small and large, and this is the small blade, which I like because I want to keep this bait down. I'm going to fish it in that 20-25 foot range. This is a 2 ounce head, so this is a massive bait. Beautiful design, love the big eyes, love the paint job, love the head mold. Great looking bait. Now, generally when I'm going to pair it with something, you're not going to see me put a crawl on it. Anything that's flat, I'm not going to do that because I don't want the lift. This is a little twin tail, and it's going to give a little bit of lift, but it's going to it's like this, so it's not going to plane out. The twin tails are vertical and not horizontal, so you don't have to worry about as much lift. I'm not going to put a big trailer on. I may put some sort of fluke style trailer, or even a straight up worm, just something that's going to flip around, because I want to keep this bait down as deep as I can keep it. Now, the other version that I like, and Z-Man's again hasn't got me my bait yet, are the jackhammers. They come in 1.5 ounces, so 1.5 ounces and down, but that 1.5 and that ounce can do about the same thing. Now, so far what I've noticed is that the jackhammer does start up just a little bit quicker than the sonic blade or the shock blade by Picasso, but man, the small blade on this thing and the 2 ounce head, you can literally drag bottom and feel that blade vibration. It doesn't take a lot. You can slow roll it. If there's a difference between those two, it is a minuscule turn of the reel handle to get both going. Colors, guys, I keep the colors pretty straightforward. If you're in clear water, I'm going to go with your basic shad colors, maybe some transparent stuff. The clear water shad in the jackhammer by Z-Man. This blue glimmer is great with a Tennessee shad, that sort of stuff. Keep it real simple, keep it real natural in that clear water and in that open water, because they're going to feel this vibration coming from a long way. So you're in that open water, it's not like they're going to be hiding behind grass using their lateral line. They're going to feel that thump, and let me tell you, this thing does thump. They're going to feel that thing thump, and they're going to turn, they're going to look at it, and they're going to see it coming. So you really have to keep it natural in that open water unless you're not fishing. Now, You know, dirtier water, you can go with your blacks, your black and blues. This is something I like, that dark colored blade on them too. A little more natural, not as much flash in that open water, that clear water. If you're fishing grass, deep grass edges, you can actually go with the bigger blade, which will keep the bait up in the water a little bit. The jackhammer, they come with the same blade, so you know, you'll just have to adjust size-wise. But the blade on the Picasso shock blades will actually allow you to get one a little shallower. So if you're just fishing a big bait, looking for a big bite, that big blade is going to be what you're going to want to throw around those deep grass edges. But if you're just looking for something to stay down a little lower, those deep grass edges are way out there, the small blade is what you're going to want to go with. Again, guys, super durable, great paint jobs. I'm not sponsored by any of these companies. I'm just sharing with you, not even partners. They didn't even send me nothing free. I'm just sharing with you a pretty cool technique that can put them in the boat. All right, so now we're going to go and we're going to talk about rod, reel, and line setup. So this is my rod, reel, and line setup right now. This is actually my spoon rod. So by Dixie Custom, this is my spoon ripper rod. Guys, as always, make sure that you are picking up some of these TRC rod covers to help keep these your investment, man. This rod is, it's not overly priced, but this rod runs about 150 bucks, I believe. If I'm wrong, look it up. There's links in the description of all this stuff. But if it is 150 bucks, you want to keep those eyes straight and protected. The other great thing is, guys, they've got the best tip protection in the business, and that is big for you bank anglers. Let's talk about the setup itself. This is a 7'5" extra heavy fast tip. You're throwing 2 ounces. It's got a lot of resistance. I know a lot of guys like a softer rod when it comes to bladed jigs. This is not the place for that. This is a 2 ounce bait with a lot of vibration and resistance. You need a heavy, fast action 7.5, 7.6. So basically a flipping stick would work great, or this spoon ripper. I like the spoon ripper because when you throw this out here and you start cranking, this thing has got a ton of resistance in the water. Now, reel, this is a fast reel, it's a 7, so I have to really pay attention and slow down. I would recommend going all the way down to even possibly a 5.4. My favorite would be a 6.3, but a 5.4 if you're fishing it deep, especially in open water, 20, 25 feet, that 5.4, 5.5, that 5 speed may be what's best for you. Line, I'm going to throw it on 17 if I can get away. If it's real clear, I'm going to throw it on 15-pound test. Diameter of that line is going to give you rise too, okay? You're going to create drag. It's going to help raise the bait. Anything over 17, I think, is too much if you're going to try and keep it down, again, in that 20, 25 or even deeper. So 15 to 17 is plenty, even though this is a 2 ounce bait. It is plenty. Now, if you're fishing deep grass edges, straight braid, no leader, straight braid. You're going to want to throw it on 50 to 65 pound test. I prefer 65 pound. I think it's plenty. I think it's still small enough diameter that, you know, it's not going to hurt in catching fish. Sure, you could cover a little more with water and get a little longer cast out of 50. I think, you know, it'll work just fine too. Keep it down a little bit lower too because of the diameter. But any other time, I'm going to have fluorocarbon on. So that 15 to 17 pound test fluoro is what I'm going to throw. Now, let's get out here and show you the retrieves, and there's really 3 that I use overall. So again, guys, we got a big long point that comes out here, it drops off. It's got a ledge that drops off then into a creek channel. So what I'm going to do is I want to put this bait right on that ledge. I want to put it right on that ledge, not the point, because I've done graph this. I've seen where the fish are. The fish are sitting out on the ledge as it drops off from the point to the ledge, then into the creek channel. So I want to put it right out there. Now again, this rod casts this thing like a dream. My Dixie Custom, again, links to everything. A little better reel. I'll put the reel that I'd like to have on this one right now. But it links in the description for everything. Now the big deal is I'm going to throw it out there and I'm going to let it sink to the bottom. Okay, so it's on bottom. I'm going to reel up my slack, and the first retrieve is just going to be a slow roll. Now, you want to get that blade, you want to be able to feel that blade, so what I like to do is just give it a quick snap. There it is. Oh yeah. Look at how low. Nice and slow. See, I even hit something right there. And I know for a fact I'm in 20 plus foot of water right here. This is awesome. You can give it a quick turn of the handle too. Ooh. Man, that blade moves. All right, so retrieve number one, like I said, the slow roll. I could literally feel myself bumping bottom right there. Now my second retrieve, and it's one of my favorites. Nice long cast. Let it sink to the bottom, and you want to make sure you're feeding a little bit of line. There we go, we're on bottom. You'll see the line go limp. You're gonna reel up your slack. Quick turns of the handle. Let it sink. There, it's on bottom. You'll feel it again. There, it's on bottom. Quick, you'll feel that just vibration. There it is on bottom. 3 to 5 turns on the bottom. So it's not really a hop. It's going to come off the bottom at an angle and back down. So it's like it's on the bottom and it's running away, okay? Now, that brings us to the last retrieve, a hop. Again, you're fishing for these schools, feed it line until it's on the bottom. Now you can do a rip or you can do just a lift and let it settle back down. I don't like to hop it a lot. I like to kind of pull it. Just enough to where I feel that brrr, and then I'm gonna set her back down. Just a little bit. Right there. And what's great about that is you can give it you can adjust those hops as the fish want. They may want just 1 or 2 tiny vibrations of that blade. They may want it ripped off the bottom. But that pretty much does it. With a 2-ounce weight, I mean, I'm fishing, this is a 20 to 25 foot ledge right here. The creek channel runs around, but I have caught a ton of fish in this area. And like I've said, that is really the simplest way to do this. Now, if you're out there fishing grass, you're probably just going to want to slow roll it. Probably not going to be a lot of hopping, stopping, you know, start and stop, any of that stuff. Probably out there in the grass, you're just going to slow roll it. The other thing, when you're slow rolling it, you know, put you a couple of little, you know, snaps of the tip, just little tweaks to get that skirt to flare out. Sometimes that'll help you, especially in the open water. It'll also help you change that consistent vibration in the grass to a, you know, something that's just a little different. Sometimes that change can entice the bite. All right, guys, so as always, you know, go check these baits out. You know, I'm not sponsored by anybody in this video. This is just another technique that I like to use out on the ledges. This is another technique that I'm actually learning, figured I'd go ahead and bring it to you guys. Maybe some of you guys could give me some tips. Maybe you already know about it. As always, questions, comments in the comment section below, guys. You know I love to talk about fishing with you. Like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you ring that bell so you get the notifications when these videos come out, guys. You all watching means the world to me. I appreciate it. And you never know. There might be a lot more videos for you all to watch in the near future. All that being said, as always, you guys rock.